I will stay just a few days in town, and I wonder if, do you wanna go out? Wanna go now, now? City lights are on point. Do you like, this could be a treasure. By the way, you're precious. Love you makes me anxious. Wanna be a big
Dile, hey guys! Tenemos a Mira. Dada. That's all you know how to say, Dada. Welcome back to our channel, guys. Well, not welcome back.
Because we haven't made a video, but this is
Our first time making. Well, not really. We've had other videos, but this is our first one on this channel, at least. Say hi, Miwa. No, there's bears in front of her, so she's paying attention to the bears. Mira. Okay. For those of you who know and have seen pictures of Amira when she was born, and this is her now. Big old babies. Okay, we're gonna talk about pregnancy. My pregnancy with Amira. It was a good pregnancy. I didn't even get like morning sickness. I remember just smelling some smells when I had just found out I was pregnant. Like the first 2 weeks of me knowing, I was probably about like 6-7 months. No, not months. 6-7 weeks, somewhere around there. When I would smell something, I would get very like, ugh, like I would just throw up. I think I threw up at least twice. It was a good pregnancy, honestly. She was so small, I feel like. Everyone said I was big, but I feel like I was very small. Okay, so when I went to her first appointment later that day, we went to go to baby's first photos. I think that's what it's called. We went there and we got a 3D ultrasound. We got to see the sex of the baby. The lady had said that Amira had her umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. She was like 13 weeks. Or no, I was 11 weeks. I'm wrong. I was 11 weeks, and they had said that she had the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck twice. So I let my doctor know, and he was like, oh, it should go away with time, blah blah blah. Okay, so the whole pregnancy passes. I was 40 weeks. And he had told me that I need to be induced. If I wanted to, I could at 41. I was 41 weeks. And then in like 3 days, I think. He wanted me to wait till I was 42 weeks. I didn't want to. I was tired of it. My body was just like, I was just so tired, so moody. And I just wanted her out. I didn't feel comfortable anymore. I was like, I want my baby here, like, you know. So then it came, and I thought, you know, with time, if he wouldn't have told me like, oh, the umbilical cord went away or it's not there anymore, she moved it on her own, because he said that she would move it on her own, it would just move on its own. So it didn't, I guess. Now we're going to be talking about being in the delivery room. I had to be induced. I think it was 41 weeks and 3 days, which was on the 24th of October 2018. I was induced. It lasted it wasn't even that long of a process. I think I was in I don't even know how many hours. I would probably say like, I don't know, 12 hours. To me, I've heard a lot of people spend like 24 hours. That's a lot. Like, I didn't even spend that much. I feel like mine went fast. Okay, so when they lost her heartbeat, I was around the first time they lost her heartbeat. I think I was like 3-4 centimeters open, and they had said that they lost her heartbeat. They had me like moving around the bed trying to find her heartbeat because they couldn't find it on their own. So they had me turning over, doing a bunch of like positions just to get her heartbeat back. They did. Second time they lost her heartbeat, I had got a epidural at 6.5 centimeters. The lady was like, if you pass the 7, I can't give it to you anymore. So I was like, I just want it. I was in pain. I mean, it wasn't as much as pain as everyone said it was gonna be. I feel like I was in pain. Every time the contraction came, I was in pain. I was crying. But by the time I was pushing, they had already seen her head and they lost her heartbeat while her head was already right there. I know this is like too much information, but I just want to get into detail with it because I feel like this is the important part. They lost her heartbeat while I was pushing her, and I was in pain. Not like, it wasn't even like hurting, it was more like pressure pain. That's what I was feeling. And because I was numb, but I was feeling pain. Like, it was pressure pain. It wasn't like, I don't know how to describe it. But it felt like a lot of pressure. And the lady had just started saying, one of my nurses, the main one, said that, okay, we need to move to emergency C-section. We're going to do C-section. Like, when I heard that, like, I started crying because I wasn't prepared for it. Like, once I heard that, I was scared. I was like, okay, so many things could go wrong. I should have probably been thinking about it. But I didn't have time to prepare myself for it. So when that lady told me, like, oh, you're going to go into emergency C-section, I was fucking shitting it. I was scared. I was crying. Everybody in the room was crying. It was my mom, my tia. It was my sister, my boyfriend, who else? I think that was it that I can remember. And like, we were all crying, all of us, because they seen me crying and they knew I was fucking shitting it. I was scared. I was like, fuck, like, this is gonna go wrong. Why did it have to go this way? Like, I was just like, so many questions. I was like, why, you know? But I was like, anything to get her here, like, I'm gonna go through it. I want my daughter here, so I was like, I'm gonna go through it. So I did. I went through it. I was so scared that they had to put me to sleep because I was feeling every fucking thing he was doing. He was cutting me. I was seeing it. I was in fucking, like, pain. It hurt. Like, now I know how it feels for somebody, like, to cut you without being numb. Like, that shit hurt. Like, me just thinking about it, just like, ugh. Yeah, it hurt. I felt everything. It was burning. I was numb, but not too numb to the point where I couldn't feel what he was doing. I seen everything. I was fucking crying. I was panicking, like crying and panicking at the same time. He was like, you can't do that. It's like, it's gonna be bad. You're gonna lose a lot of blood. That's not gonna be good. I still lost a lot of blood. Yeah, why are you mad? Say hi. Say hi. Hi. They put me to sleep, right? They put more numbing medicine. I knocked out as he was cutting me at the moment. I knocked out and I was, I had woke up and it had already been, he said they did it under 25 minutes, which I guess that's pretty fast. But the thing is, I was like bruised from my C-section area. Like, I was bruised. It didn't look like it was bruised, but I was bruised. Like, I could not move. Like, I watched some videos on some girls, like, they're moving, they're up, they're doing stuff, and I was more like, I couldn't get off the bed. I couldn't walk a long distance, and that was very hard for me for when she was in the hospital. It was very hard for me to even walk in that hospital. It was so big. It was so beautiful. I couldn't even walk in that hospital. I had to be in a chair for like 2 weeks of her being at the hospital. Omar was like such a big help with showering me, with freaking kind of feeding me. Like, he was doing everything for me. I couldn't shower on my own because I was so scared that I was going to fucking eat shit, because I couldn't even clean myself in that area because it was like too much pain to even reach. It was too much. Like, dude, like, Amir's head was stuck down there. It was already showing from down there. Like, he even told me, I forgot about this, he had said that he had to like put something on her head to like pull her out because she was stuck in there. And he said that I was gonna be bruised for a very long time. It was gonna be very bad, very painful, and oh, sure enough, it was very painful. Now, after I woke up from the C-section, I remember waking up and all I seen was all the nurses cleaning all the like tools that they were using, and I was just like looking around looking for my baby, and I didn't see her. And you know, when you don't see your baby in the delivery room, I was just like, okay, what's happening? Where's my daughter? Like, I thought she was just gone. Like, they didn't want me to see her like that, and I thought she wasn't alive anymore. I was scared. The lady is like, oh, your daughter was sent upstairs to go and put a chest tube in her right lung due to her having air into her lung to take it out. So that's what they were doing. She had oxygen. They had her frozen.
Mira is moving my damn phone. Okay. No.
Ponte acá. Okay. Let's search up. Break. Okay, so I was sent to another room. The room they put you in after you are done delivering. So they put me in that next room, and it's a very small fucking room. It's so small. Like, at least 3 people and you in your bed fit. Like, it's crazy. And a restroom, and you know. I was sent to that room, and I couldn't help but fucking cry and cry and cry. But the thing is, I couldn't cry because the nurses were saying that my heartbeat was beating too fast because I was crying, and it was like I was feeling so much pain in the cut already. This was like, I had her at 4:45 p.m. on October 25th of 2018. That's when she was born. And they said that I wouldn't have her till 6 in the afternoon. I had her way before. Well, not way before, but like 3-4 hours before I was supposed to have her. And that was kind of good. I was like, oh, the process is going good. Like, I'm getting induced real fast. Like, everything's going so good. Okay? So, yeah, it was like a twisted nightmare, dude. The nurses, there's like nurses after nurses. Also, my family, like, I needed them at that time, and they were all there, okay? That was like a good... they supported me. All my family were there. I was crying. My mom was getting pissed off with all the nurses because they would come in and I would have to talk about everything that was fucking happening and why my daughter ended up how she did and blah blah blah. And it was too much. I was crying. It was so new to me. I was in pain, okay? In the inside and also from the outside. I didn't have my baby there, and it just, I would hear babies next door, and I was just like, oh my god, like, my baby, I don't have her here. Oh my god, I can't cry because this is not these nurses keep telling me like, oh, your baby's gonna come in, she's gonna come in like an hour and a half, blah blah blah. She's gonna come at 10:30, right? It's already like 7 something, 8 something, something like that. I think it was around like 8. These nurses are telling me, oh, she'll be here at 10:30, blah blah blah, before she leaves, and she gets sent to Valley Children's to get more care. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. I'm like, I just want to see my baby. I only got shown one picture at like 10:30, the time that she was supposed to be walking in. A nurse came in with the picture. I got that picture, and I swear to you guys, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, oh my god, like, she's so dark and this, like, I don't know. When I seen her, it was like a whole different story. And it's already 11:30, right? I'm like tired of shit. I just want to go to sleep. I'm all itchy because of the epidural. I guess sometimes it kind of reacts like that. It makes you very itchy, and I was just itchy in this area, all right here. There's a video where like they bring her in next to my bed. I can't even move to touch her. My eyelids, I was just so swollen. My feet were fucking swollen. Like, the nurses were like, oh, move your feet over. Like, I couldn't even lift my fucking foot up, bitch. I was numb. Like, I was numb from my fucking waist down. Like,
I would touch her and be like, oh, fuck.
So then they bring Amira in. I can't even touch her. She looks completely different. She looks exactly like her fucking dad. like a little twin of him. It's so weird. Okay, so then the nurses now are telling Omar, like, okay, who do you want to leave with the baby? She's gonna get...
Excuse me.
Okay, so they tell Omar, they're like, okay, the baby's about to leave, and they're like, okay, do you want to leave with her? You can meet us there so you can see her and watch over her, blah, 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 you know? So then we made the decision of him leaving, and I stay at the hospital. I'm gonna head over there probably within like a day or two. That's what the nurse had said. Because of a C-section, it's different. They usually leave like 2 days after. No, dude, I couldn't go to sleep that night. I was like, I couldn't go to sleep. I was in pain, and I was just thinking, like, I want to leave. I want to go to my baby. Oh, you're tired? You tired? Lily's hi. Omar leaves, right? I can't even sleep the whole night. My mom stayed with me there. I'm gone. My mom was like a very help that night. They had me on a liquid diet due to the C-section. They said that I guess whenever you they prefer you not to eat like solid foods because it can make you like wanna just throw it all up. And I guess, dude, if I would have thrown up that night, dude, I would have felt everything. Like my stomach would have probably fucking ripped open. No, I'm just kidding, but no, that shit fucking hurt. Like that's literally how you think you're gonna feel. Like, and it does feel like that. Like you're gonna fucking rip open if you cough, if you sneeze, if you anything, honey. That shit is muscle. Like it was so hard for me to do anything. Hi. Why you look so whiter than me, honey? Look, the picture, she's dark. Why you white, mama? Cause you're nana. So the next morning I wake up and it's really early. I think it's around like 7, 6 in the morning. I didn't eat till like the next day, and it was chicken. It was fucking chicken, honey. It was like just the juice of the chicken. And dude, like I tried eating it. I was so fucking hungry. I didn't even care what I was being handed. And they gave me vegetables. I ate the vegetables. And they gave me a Jello. I didn't even eat that. I didn't eat nothing. My mom then was like, what do you want to eat, blah blah blah. I don't even know what the first thing I ate, but my mom brought it to me. She let me eat it. And the nurses were like, after I had already ate, they were like, oh, you can now eat solid foods. You can try, and if you feel like you're gonna throw up, you let us know. So later that day, my doctor comes in and he's like, how are you doing, dude? I couldn't even get up to pee. I was like, honestly, I shouldn't have left, but I wanted to leave. I really wanted to leave that day. He was like, if you can show me that you can get off the bed and walk back and forth, I'll let you leave. And I was just like, okay. So I'm like, have like a face on, like where I'm pretending that I'm not in pain, but I'm trying so hard not to
fucking cry.
So at this point, I'm like trying not to fucking cry. My mom, I think, is there. I think my aunt was there, or my sisters were there. No, I think my sisters were there, both of them. They had already seen me try to get off the bed before he even came. Like, okay, so my sisters are there, and I'm trying to get off the bed. My doctor's there. I had already just got up. He had just walked in before I even tried the first time to get up. My sisters had helped me. Like, I was trying to let them help me, but it was more like I couldn't because I needed to like help myself. I don't know. It was somebody could never ever help me. Like I had to do it myself, because if I didn't, it was just like they were hurting me more than I was hurting myself trying to help myself. I went to go and pee for the first time. So I go and I try and pee, and I succeed, right? I can't even get off the toilet. I'm crying at this point, right? I go to my bed and my doctor walks in. He's like, hey, are you ready? I had just sat down. And got myself comfortable, and I was already crying. I cleaned myself up, right? He walks in and he's like, oh, can you try and get off your bed? I want to see if it's time for you to leave. If you can show me that you can get up on your own and walk back and forth, I'll let you leave. So I'm like, okay, I get up and I'm like crying. Like I'm not in the inside. Okay, so I succeed, right? And he tells me, okay, you can go see your daughter. It was like it was like probably like 3 through 5 in the afternoon. So I leave. I fucking leave. I'm like, I want to go. I just want to go see my daughter. So time passes, right? I had to wait like 2.5 hours to do all my paperwork and to do everything, blah blah blah. I was pumping for my daughter, giving her all the milk that she needed. Every 2 hours I was pumping for her. I was little by little getting a lot. I was like happy with that because I knew she needed it and it was so good for her. So when I had headed over there, it was already like 9 o'clock, 10. We didn't get over there to Madera till like, I would say like 12, almost 12. Dude, my suegro took me in a little fucking Honda. Like, it was so low. I just wanted to cry. Like, I was crying the whole way over there. Every little bump on the way over there, like, I was just like, like, I was just crying in pain. Like, and he was like, you shouldn't be traveling right now. You should give yourself like at least a few days to calm. And I was like, dude, if I wouldn't even have left like 3 days after, I would have still been in the same pain that I was when I had left that night. So I don't even regret it. But I should have gave myself time. I should have. I still went because I wanted to go see her. So we go over there and we get over there. Omar's already over there with his brother, and he hadn't seen her because he didn't want to go in there alone. It was too much, I guess, to see. I'll put a picture in here from that night that I was in the hospital, the first night by myself. That was a picture he had sent to me when she was there that first day. I don't know, I don't think he went to go see her, but I think he did. I think that was the day that I had went. He sent me that picture, I think. I'm not sure. Or if not, the day that I was already there. The next day we had seen her. It was so hard to see her like that. One thing we both hated, like, being told by the nurses was, oh, your baby's very, very sick. Very sick. It hurt a lot. Seeing her like that was just, it was so hard. It was too much. I was pumping this whole time that I was there. I wasn't making very much towards the end. I was like giving up on myself because I wasn't making enough milk. And I guess that's very normal, but I hate myself for doing that. The whole time we were there, I didn't even get to hold her till like maybe like the second week of being there. I got to hold her for the first time because the whole time, the first like a week and a half, she was just in her bed, frozen. We weren't allowed to touch her. We still would. But here's a little picture of her little toes. That was the first picture we ever posted because we didn't want people to be seeing her like that. It was like more personal business. At the time, she had a lot of tubes. She had a tube in her belly button to take out blood whenever they needed to do something with her blood. They didn't want to keep poking her at the bottom of her little feet. So, because I hated seeing her like that. She hated when they would touch her. Like, she used to kick as much as she could. She was numb, but she was kicking. When I got to hold her, oh my God, I cried. My sister was there. Diana, she was there. And I was crying right in front of her. If I can find that picture, I'll put it in, but I probably won't. I cried. It was like relief, kind of, because I could actually hold my baby and I could feed her. And we were feeding her sometimes. Her daddy fed her. Yeah. Dude, we would stay there for like 2 hours, and then I would go. We stayed at the Ronald McDonald House right next to it.
Just wanted to stop this video real quick just to let you guys know that the Ronald McDonald House did everything for us. Everything they could. Let us stay there for 2 weeks for free. Just want to give a big thanks and a big shout out to the Ronald McDonald House charities.
We stayed there for like the last 2 weeks of her being there. She was there for 3 weeks and a few days. She left on November 17th. Her dad's birthday is November 21st, so she got home just in time. She was here for Thanksgiving. I'll put a little picture right here of her little outfit. We dressed her up in a little tutu. Little by little, she was She was very swollen the whole time she was there. Oh, come in. You have to help me with the next part. I'm gonna still talk about some stuff.
Have you done some part?
Yeah, I've already talked the pregnancy, the day she was born. Okay, so every day we were hearing something different, like, oh, she was progressing and blah blah blah. Like there were so many medicines she was on. They were little by little taking them off. She was on morphine. She was on a lot of drugs. They finally took off the blanket that she was wearing that kept her very cold. She never got any seizures. I guess that was one thing that would cause, but she never got it. And they had said once she was off the oxygen, which was the last thing, they were going off machine. I thought they were just gonna be lowering the oxygen. No, they were going off machine to switching to another one, to a lower one, to a lower one, and then from the last one they kept lowering it down. And then she I guess once they tried to take it off for the first time, completely off, she was breathing a little hard, so they decided to put it back on. The next day they tried, she succeeded. They tried to leave her like that for like a day or two, which they just left her like that for like a day. Her dude, she was so tiny. She weighed 6 pounds 6 ounces. She was 19 inches and a half long. She was tiny. The doctor said she was gonna be like 9 through 8 pounds. How it was for me while she was in the hospital. Well, I couldn't do shit for myself. We already talked about that.
You stop! Don't eat that!
How is she now? The hole from her right lung is not there anymore. One lung working on her, caused to because of that little hole that's in the middle of her wall. Because of that little hole that she has in her wall, she doesn't get any blood going to that side, so it didn't grow. It's very, very small. She also has only one kidney, and the other one's there, but it's not working because of no blood getting to the other side because of that little hole in the wall. So she only has one lung, one kidney. Her right side is not working, her left side is what works. If you notice, look at her head. She's more like this. She's a little I guess, and she's gonna stay like that her whole life. Dada? Why you say dada? This is her hips and her legs. This. Okay, yeah, that's not possible. No, homie, where you're gonna rip it. Okay, as you can see it, there's a little ball right here in her hip that connects to her little hips. I guess that little ball's normal, right? Over here, it's like you can slightly see it. It's supposed to be right there. I guess this leg is growing back, and it's growing very slowly. She was wearing a cast for her whole body. I don't know if I'll put a picture in, but if I do, it'll pop up. Oh, and she's also teething. Homie, were you teething? Show me your teeth, mama. You show me your teeth? Sorry guys, my freaking phone died. I had to remake everything. So yeah, she's teething. I'll put in like a little picture of her little teeth. These are growing out, and the little bottom ones, the two front ones. And it's pretty bad, guys. Where you get Daddy's wallet from? Girl, you know everything in there. Look at that. She just turned 8 months the other day on the 25th. So happy 8 months to my little babies. guys. He made it this far. I think she weighs about like 20 pounds now. And this is where the video is gonna end, guys. Shout out to all you mommies out there that are doing it by your guys' style, because I don't understand how you guys are doing it, but shout out to you guys. And also to those moms that are like going through the similar things that I am, because it's hard seeing your child like that. She has to be eating organics, medicines, and my baby. She has a little birthmark in the back of her neck. It's red. Everyone's always asking me, is she hurt? What happened there? No, it's a birthmark. Does you don't want to see it? You see it? Yeah, there you go. She don't like cuddling. Video's gonna end. Say bye.
Say bye.
You see? She's a brat. Subscribe, guys, if you guys want to see more videos of us. What is wrong with you? Say bye. Bye. I can't even talk. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Say bye. Say bye, Miwa. Bye-bye. What are you eating? Say bye. 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 The Fonseca Family.